it's a big challenge ahead of us. But I think our kids are coming in there. You see them a little bit more in the getting the treatment, going up there watching extra tape. There were some guys in again yesterday getting a head start. So, I think everybody's really excited, really to find out where we're at.
This will be a gauge, right?
I think so. You go watch them play South Carolina, an SEC team, and went down to the wire and played really well. They got really good talent. We're playing away. That's another one. So you got to win on the road, and especially in this league, you're going to have to do it with our schedule. So, I'm going to look at it as a really nice challenge and hopefully a great opportunity for our kids.
What's been your biggest takeaway the first couple of weeks?
The enthusiasm our kids are playing and the joy that they're having when they're playing football, and then going in the locker room, seeing them how happy they are and the confidence they got going for them.
Has the defense surprised you?
I'd be lying if you didn't say that the success of the number of points and the 3 and outs that we're getting there. But also, it doesn't surprise me because when you give to some of your players a lot of positive feedback back there and making them understand and get them to hustle and work hard, a lot of things can happen, and that's why I keep telling them, you're a good football team. You just didn't know it.
Does the run game concern you, especially interior? And how do you adjust for that? More screen passes? You've said all along, as long as the ball moves, you don't care. But at some point, you have to establish the run, don't you?
Yeah, I think there's going to be teams all of a sudden going to say, okay, we're going to stop the pass. Well, that puts one less guy in the box, and that's where you're going to have your run opportunities. It just seemed like all my career, it's been the same question going on, and all of a sudden, teams say, you know what, we're not going to let these guys throw it, and then all of a sudden we run off for a 220 or 250 yard running game. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it will happen, and then all of a sudden, well, why do you do it all the time? Well, it's because of schemes. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on the other side, and I always tell our coaches and our players, their coaches get paid too, and they got scholarship guys too. So there's, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be a point where our kids are going to just go after and react and do whatever we have to do to get the ball moving down the field.
It begins now, right? I mean, isn't this when it starts to make your money, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of our people are the same way. I think when you play this type of schedule, there's some anxiety going in at times. How well will we play? How are we going to react? Because the last 2 years, I know those preseason games, if that's what you want to call them, but the out-of-conference games are such that they went down to the wire. And where this one here, we found a lot about our second-team kids too. So there's a good feeling, and I think there's a different feeling now than it was the last 2 years I have because of the success we had in the first 2 games.